And share my screen, section 4.3, share.
Okay. Yes, I did watch the video. I was just wondering why you didn't do 1/NPR for that one. Why did you do 1 over
What
9
number what?
factor for question number 12? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See how I underline probability?
Yes.
When you're asked to find probability, the numerator, it's always going to be a fraction. It's favorable over total. And the numerator is always going to be one. There's only going to be one way that can happen.
Right.
So all I did was calculate the denominator. Now you're arranging all 9 students. Whenever you're asked to arrange all, it's always going to be a factorial. And if you're arranging some, if order counts, it's a permutation. If order doesn't count, it's a combination. But the numerator is always 1. That's why you see it here as 1.
Right. I got the one part. I just mixed it up with the permutation because of the word arranged. Like, I don't know. I thought of,
Yeah. Well, the key thing is it's the fact that you're arranging all of them. All right.
okay.
They said 5 out of 9 or 3 out of 9. Then you got to think this order counters are not. And the classic example with order counting is if you're putting up a slate of the offices, president, vice president, and let's say secretary, Brenda, Kathy, Steve is different from Steve, Kathy, Brenda, because now you got somebody else running for president. And the one that doesn't count is if you're looking at a committee. Brenda, Kathy, Steve is the same committee as Steve, Kathy, Brenda. The order doesn't make a bit of difference. You're right, Paul.
Okay.
So the key thing is if you're arranging all of them, it's always going to be it's always going to be a factorial. And if you see
Okay.
the word probability, that's why I underline it, that it's going to be a fraction, and the numerator is always, always, always going to be 1.
Okay.
Did you follow 13 why it was a combination versus a permutation?
Hold
No,
on
I
one
got
second.
stuck on that one for some
Well,
reason.
me wrestling Robin is the same as Robin wrestling me. The order doesn't make a difference. We're just wrestling each other, right?
Gotcha.
Robin wrestling John is not a different match than John wrestling Robin. We just changed the. In fact, what I do is I have 2 students stand up. All right. So I stand in front of one student, and then we change the positions. We're still wrestling each other. Or it doesn't make a bit of difference, right?
Yeah, I think I got tripped up on the just the wording of the sentence. If the wrestler wrestles one match with each other wrestler, I think I just got too many too many wrestlers in the mix.
Yeah, but do you see that me wrestling Robin and Robin wrestling me is the same match?
Yeah, yeah. So when I drew it out, I did get 66, but I literally had to draw. I drew it all out by
Yeah.
hand, so that made better.
What happens with sometimes with people, they'll use a combination. In many instances, the answer for combination is the same. The answer for a permutation is also there. You follow me?
Hmm.
So they try to play a little game if they see the answer. Meanwhile, oh, I'll do this. If I see the answer, then I know it's. But in actuality, sometimes both answers are there. I don't think this was the case in number 13. I don't think the answer for a permutation of 12 things taken 2 at a time was there.
Yep. Sorry, just had emergency vehicles go by the house.
Sure.
Um, yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I think I don't know what I did. Yeah, I think I got caught up in the wording, but that's helpful. Thank you. Thank you.
You understand how number 12, 2.76 e to the negative 6 implies moving a decimal point 6 places to the left.
Hmm.
Yeah. And if it had been a positive 6, it would have been obviously 6 places to the right.
Wait, can you say that again, please?
You see this negative 6 here?
Yes.
2.76 e to the negative 6. E stands for 10. 10 to the negative 6 implies moving the decimal point to the left because of the negative sign. And moving it 6 places to the left would mean it go in front of the point would go in front of the 2, and then you would add 5 zeros. And that's why it's letter A.
Okay.
Letter C only had, I think, letter C only had 4 zeros in front of the 2. You needed 5 zeros in front of the 2. 6 places to the left puts that point right there, followed by 5 zeros.
Okay.
You follow?
Yes.
All right.
Janet, do you have another question?
I want to close this window up then. We don't need
Okay.
all right.
Um,
Stephanie is here, but she's muted for some reason. Hello, Stephanie.
Sorry, I have a baby in the background. I just didn't want him to be obnoxious. I don't really have any questions. I was just like coming on to just review and see what other people's questions were.
How old is your baby?
1.5.
So you have a baby, you're going to school and everything else, huh?
Yeah, gotta juggle a lot these days.
Yeah, what's your major?
Right, I'm actually gonna be a liberal arts transfer. I'm trying to get into a dental hygiene program.
Great. Fantastic. Good for you.
Thank you.
How'd you do well? Did you do well in the first test?
97 on the first one. Yeah, so hopefully I can do that
All
again on.
right, so we got 200s and a 97. This I made it
Excellent.
too easy. No, I was
Mhm.
explaining to Robin is that normally in the statistics course, face to face, and even a full online 14-week, I would cover section 7.3 as well as section 7.4. So you folks kind of caught a break because of the time situation. I didn't want to squeeze in those two other sections. So it is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
it's a
hold it
lot of
against
work
you.
in a little time, but it's worth it to get it
Well,
all.
that's what, my video, the good news is you get it done in 2 weeks. The bad news is you got to do it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
But most people that take it into session have taken one before they know of the workload that is required. And the grades have been great, been good, and here again, it makes me wonder a little bit, but I'll leave that conversation for another time.
hmm
AI has really changed the way we do things. Anyways, we'll leave that alone. It ain't gonna change, so let me just keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, it's hard to have online classes for that exact reason.
Yeah, you know what they're gonna move to, and they haven't done it yet at Massasoit because of the fact that they're doing so much work in the buildings. School was built in 1966, same year I graduated high school. But what they're going to be doing, you're going to see in the upper level courses, is that even though you have an online course, you're going to have your midterms and finals face to face,
hmm
which kind
Do you
of,
think next semester?
defeats the purpose of an online, especially if someone, let's say, I have people in the summertime taking courses in different states. And what's going to happen, they have to make arrangements to go to a nearby college. I have to send the exam to the college. It has to be proctored. It's
Oh,
going to
wow.
create a hassle. But at Massasoit, think starting with college algebra and above, you're going to have midterms and final exams on campus. And the idea is just to alleviate any kind of cheating that may take place.
Is
And
that
of
going to
course,
be
we have lockdown browser. If you ladies heard about that lockdown browser,
Yeah,
I
but is
actually just had to take the TEAS exam on Monday, so I had to have the lockdown browser. Like I had the whole thing proctored, even though I was at home doing it. It
yeah,
was all like everything else had to be closed down on my computer. It was a forced shutdown and everything. So I just did that like earlier this week.
yeah. But here's the deal with lockdown browser: what's to prevent somebody from having another computer or their phone by their side?
I guess. I mean, I did have to do like a 360 scan of like my entire room and like I heard like what it said.
No, no, I'm not gonna. I don't want to see your bedroom or your kitchen. No, I don't. No, I don't want to be that personal.
Yeah, yeah,
And there's always ways, that you can get around it. So AI is presenting, and especially with term papers and the like. I mean, we used to, when I did offer people extra credit years ago in face-to-face classes, I would use something called Turnitin. And Turnitin would look at it, would tell me exactly where they plagiarized it from. So you really don't want to get involved in cheating because it really, if you're, a person, if I do find out and I report someone to the dean of students, you could be, expelled from the college. It's not really worth it.
yeah. Right.
I think you ladies would do it because I can tell by the number of hours. I think Janet set a record for the number of hours spent on the course.
No, I think sometimes I forgot to log out, to be fair.
Oh, is that what it is?
Sometimes I was like, oh, I gotta go do something, and I forgot that I was still in Canvas. So yeah,
Yeah, I think you've got more hours than everybody else added up together. And then I wonder, but if someone's only spent like, half an hour and they're getting 90s, it kind of raises a flag for me. But that's the virtue of online. It's nothing new. I mean, I started doing online back in the early 2000s. with teachers in New Bedford Public Schools. So it's nothing new,
I
nothing
was
new.
asking, I had to switch to my phone because my computer was giving me trouble. I was asking if that's going to be incorporated next semester or if it's going to be for next year, the policy for Massasoit.
It all depends on how fast they can get the buildings revamped. I mean, I think there's asbestos going on. It's just a mess. I mean, the school is old and they haven't spent a lot of money remodeling. So it all depends how fast they can get the buildings up to. There's just not enough space to have regular classes face to face and then have time set aside where you can have 18 statistics classes, go in and do a midterm and do it. So I really don't know. Massasoit, sometimes they don't keep you up to date on what's going on, but I know it is an issue. I know the head of the math department has been complaining, we all are. We all know what's going on. And no one, we're not stupid. We kind of know what's going on. Do I use the lockdown browser? No. I pretty much look at the time spent in. I kind of get an idea. It is what it is. I mean, if it's like even attendance, with face-to-face classes, but that's something that all professors are dealing with. Yeah, it is what it is. So life.
Yeah, the challenges of online courses.
You try to make it, accessible to people, but there are ways. I mean, you think about the number of scams that are out there. I mean, how many phone calls do you get, or emails? And I'm getting emails that my Amazon account has been, canceled. Call this number, or my, PayPal account. I mean, it's just the phone calls you get each and every day. It's just ridiculous. The spam that's out there, the cheating that's going on. It's just the way the way we are. Technology is great, and then the phones. I see it in face-to-face classes. I mean, these students, these young people are on their phones 24 hours a day. What is so important about that phone? I just don't get it. And that's why there's so much misinformation out there too. People believe in this, that, and the other thing, but it's a different world.
I had,
From my
I had another quick question.
sure.
It's in section 5.2.
Give me a sec. Call it up. Hold on.
And then after this, I have to log out because I have a work meeting.
Sure.
It's question number 10. I understand how you went about solving it. My question is just see, you highlighted 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but why is it that
Yeah,
0
I
is
should have. Yeah, at least 6. I should have highlighted the 6 as well.
even
That's a
outside of
regret.
that? I was just wondering why, like, I know this might be a stupid question, but why don't we count 0 as a possibility because it's no more than 6.
Number
So
10. Okay, at least 6 would have been 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
sorry, no, I mean number 11, my bad. I'm looking at the
Alright.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Why is
Yeah,
it that we
yeah.
don't count 0
No
as
more than 6.
right?
No more than 6 means 6 is good. 7's no good. So it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm using cumulative, and I'm telling the calculator to stop adding the probabilities once it gets to 6. It
Yeah,
always starts at 0.
right. But my question is that why is it that we have X as 6? Why is it that we don't have X as 7? Because we count 0 as a number. Why don't we count 0 as a number?
6 doesn't mean the number of numbers. It just means the number 6.
Okay,
Okay.
understood. Yeah,
It starts at
that makes
0.
sense.
Actually, there's 7 numbers it's counting, but it's
Yeah,
not going beyond the number 6.
right. That's what I was wondering. Okay, thank you very much.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm all set with my questions. Um, thank you so much for hosting the Zoom. I really do appreciate the office hours and the homework. It helps a lot.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. Here again, you don't know people's work schedules, and finding the optimum time to do a Zoom just doesn't exist. I mean, I try to accommodate people, but then again, I got to accommodate my schedule too, things that I need to take care of. So, yeah, it's difficult. In doing a regular class, I usually have it in the evening, but finding that time that everybody, and then you could have it at a certain time and people just don't take the opportunity to log on for one reason or another. They just can't be bothered, or you know
Right.
it is what it is. I'm glad you ladies found the time to do this. And of
Thank
course,
you.
we've had the discussion board. I've had one student that a couple of things that he's mentioned, and I try to, whatever mistakes there over the years, I try to correct them. But with so many resources, with the PDFs and the voiceover, sometimes there's mistakes that happen, and you just can't account for everything.
Mhm.
This is why the Zooms are good, email is good, and of course the discussion board. You try to make it. Now, I'm not sure that all classes offer as many resources as I have. Has that been the case? Have you noticed as many resources?
I haven't taken many winter intercession courses. This is only my second one, but the other professor was pretty good about it too, I would say.
Good. Yeah, we
Did
try
you
to.
take did you take nutrition?
No, I'm actually taking nutrition this upcoming semester. It's funny you say that.
I would heavily recommend Susan Barrett. She's amazing.
I took Andrew Ogoma, I think his name is.
Okay.
He
Um,
was hot and low on Rate My Professor, so we'll see.
okay. Yeah. I had her during like the winter classes, so I mean, she was very straightforward and very supportive, so I really did appreciate that.
It's funny how the recommendations kind of go along with the grade the student receives.
I
Well, I
know
mean,
it
I
is.
I
stopped
think
looking at Rate My Professor a while back. I used to tell the
I
students that my wife and I go on and rate myself. They just look at
I take it all with a grain of salt too, like at this point I'm 31 and I take into consideration that most of those, are coming from like 18, 19-year-olds. So like I take it all with a pretty big grain of salt,
Oh
but
yeah. The commercial I love is that commercial about um I have a university who listens to me. I take exams when I want to take them. I do they nah, that's the University of me. I forget the university. I do it when I want to do it. Exams on my time, and yeah,
yeah.
that's not life. I mean, life has rules and regulate, and everything you hear on these commercials, it's fast and easy. Well, ladies, as we well know, a lot of things in life aren't fast, and they sure as hell aren't easy.
No.
But heaven forbid you got to work at something. No, it's fast and easy. Oh, I love the one too where they have all these subscriptions. How many do you have? I only have 3. You got 14. Well, if you're paying for a subscription, it's coming out of your bank account. Aren't you looking at your bank account to
Yeah.
find out that you're paying for these subscriptions? I mean, duh.
How do you not know?
How do you
I
not
sure as hell
know?
would know.
It's like watching these commercials with these drugs and they start talking about the side effects. You say, damn, I was better off with the disease I had. All the fine print that they put that you can't even read the fine print.
In the
Yeah.
blurry white letters.
Yeah, and the white letters that you can't even read. Oh God. Anyways, wish you
Thank you
ladies
very much for
well.
your help.
You're quite welcome. Do well, and like I say, it opens up at in about a half an hour, and you'll see your grade posted, and I have to have the grade submitted by the 22nd. So if you're looking for an official transcript, it probably should be available anytime after the 22nd.
Okay. Thank you, Janet. It was nice to meet you again. Good
Yes,
luck,
thank you.
Stephanie.
Good luck,
Good luck.
guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank
All
you.
right,
Bye-bye.
ladies, be safe out there.
You
All right.
too. Bye-bye.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so
Bye.
much.